Um, Good morning, mid morning, whatever you want to call it. Starting out a little late today. I want to share a story with you guys that I was definitely wrong on Saturday, Saturday night, and then even I don't know what day it was. I was talking about the situation that happened with the couple in Arlington, not too far from where I live. In Arlington, Texas, and it was these couple that had a credit repair. They had a credit repair company. Both of them shared together, and pretty interesting. How it's always speculations and allegedly, and sometimes we think we know something, but we don't know what we especially when stories first come out. Like it's a lot of people that have different they just have different scenarios, but don't nobody really know but those people that was in the situation or people that was kind of up close to the situation. So I hey Emmanuel, I usually don't have a habit on speaking on stuff I don't know. And I kind of talk about that how I'm making up. Look, I'm starting out late. Don't judge me. Making up my bed right now. I usually don't have the habit of speaking on stuff I don't know because I speak against that, uh, a lot of the times. But um, I kind of spoke on something that I should have just waited until I got more information on. And that's how gospel start when you don't really know what's going on. You just speculate and just and you can only go by what they're actually putting out there. But sometimes you do, like I talked about before, you have to wait till all the information clear before you start putting your opinion on stuff. And anybody that has been in a relationship, there's a lot of dynamics. There's not just one side of the story. And the only people that would know that would really be the two people that's involved, and maybe a few that are up close to the situation, like some family members, like some friends, and stuff like that. So there was a lot of rumors around saying that the reason why, and this I'm talking about the Arlington couple, that it was a murder suicide, and anyway, long story short, there was a whole bunch of allegedly. He had like 9 kids on her while they were dating. Um, and the other thing was people were saying that, basically, uh, and I was one of those people say, girl, ain't no dick that good. But I thought maybe, and see, this is why you can't speak on stuff before you know a lot of the situation. Just kind of sit back and observe. Because I was thinking, I said, is she mad because he moved on to another woman? You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what was going on with it. Because I'm like, sometimes these women and men, they crazy. They like, if I can't have it, can't nobody else have it. But from what I'm hearing, and some of the things that actually have came out to be true, that have been police records, uh, she had a restraining order against that man. And the man was basically taunting her. He was also he I think he had uh was well one night he tried to get into her apartment. She changed the locks. So he went crazy, and that's when she got that restraining order against his butt. And so that situation happened. So when she put the restraining order against him, then this is all allegedly from a friend, a close friend that was close to her and kind of knew the situation. a lot more. But anyway, I'm gonna play a clip of it because I thought it was pretty interesting. I'm like, that's why you can't be speaking on stuff, especially in relationships, because you don't know. Um, I'm gonna play this clip of um, this is her friend. This is Timon. I think her name is Timon Michelle Williams. This is her friend speaking, and it says Michelle's alleged friend addresses rumors. But like I said, I was kind of looking at it, Emmanuel, kind of like, and please come on in, double tap the screen since you are listening. I appreciate it. Double tap the screen, please. But anyway, I'm gonna play this little clip, and this is about the Arlington couple. Todd Austin, that's his name, well-known entrepreneur, was gunned down inside a barbershop by his child's mother, Timon Michelle Williams, who then turned the gun on herself. So social media is flooded with allegations, secret children, stolen business. They first said that the other reason why, because the man gave her HIV. I don't know, but the friend is clearing all of that up. I liked when I came in. Okay, thank you. So I'm gonna play this. Built herself up as a veteran, as a successful business owner. Hey Ryan. Her knowledge, the things that she knew in order to get money to take care of her kids as a single mother. When she met Now this is her friend talking about Timon Williams, the young lady that unalived her ex, as well as unalived herself. Hey Rollo. Hey, you're gonna have to put your pronunciation in there, Ben. But shout out to you, Ryan. Yes, this is under fair use, copyright disclaimer, under section 107 for Copyright Act 1976. This is real content where I'm not critiquing or harassing or cyberbullying anyone. I'm just giving my commentary on what I hear and what I see. Okay, so yeah, I saw it. So I got. I'm gonna play a little bit. This is the friend of hers, and she's telling exactly what's happening. So let me know if you guys can hear it. So I have my central air on, and it's pretty loud in the ladies' room, my bathroom. Todd was living downtown Dallas under a CPN number. He did not know how to do credit repair. She taught him how to do that, and they built this business, credit champs, together. Whenever they broke up, because I see he's been sending his clients the video when she pulled the gun on him. She wanted him out of her house, and he would not leave. There's an active restraint. She wanted him out, and I'm going to make sure that let me go ahead and get you up out of here. And you're probably 600 pounds, and your mama fat too. Right now against him. Terroristic threat against her and her son. He threatened to kill them both. Okay. Todd reversed all of Michelle's mortgage payments up to like I think 18 months, probably more. To the point she was about to lose her home. How he did this is because they have a joint bank account. He removed her off of the bank. I don't even know how he could have even did this, but he removed her name off the bank because she had no access. He created a new email. Thank you, Rollo. Make sure you remove that prick Oliver, and hopefully he can go suck on his mama's titty and get off the internet playing with grown people. And my ass is fat. Thank you very much, and it don't stink. For everything to go to, not the emo that they had. Michelle went to Vegas one weekend, and she came back, and all her money was gone. Now, could you imagine having $250,000 or even $500,000 in your bank account, and now it's zero? You can't pay your mortgage, you can't take care of your kids,
several cases against this man. Okay, me as well had a lawsuit that I just won and got paid off a day before the murder suicide. Michelle was suing him for a lot. He was taunting her by still promoting this company, still making money off this company that they built, not giving her access to any of the money. He also wrapped a Cybertruck, was riding past her house. You could see it on her ring camera. He was taunting her. She was so full of debt. She was about to lose her home. The air went out in her Tesla. It was just a lot of stuff going on, and she had $0 to deal with her situation. She reached out to family. She reached out to.
Hey, Red Wing. Yeah, so he basically stole the money that they all shared, that both of them shared together. And like as you could hear the friend, if you heard what the friend was saying, she started him out with knowing the kind of the ropes of the business, okay? So see, this is why you have to know the full story before you start speaking on stuff. And um I do apologize to any family members or anybody that may have known either one of these people and speak on something that I was not for sure on. And this is why you definitely need to wait until some of the information comes out before you just speak on stuff because you really just don't know what people got going on. And so um, that's why I was like, wow, this is really a lot more to it. So he stole all of her money. She already had two kids, and one I believe she had with him that was a baby, an infant. So she has that baby, and she's trying to survive because he took all of the money, and then he goes around taunting her. He drives through her neighborhood with his vehicle and stuff like that. So there's a lot going on to the build up on why she did what she did. Because I'm thinking it was because, and see, this is why I said you can't go by allegedly and how it may seem. I was thinking on because the man was trying to move on and she still wanted him. Well, that wasn't the case because she had an active restraining order against him and they hadn't been together, I think, almost for a year. So prior to. So anyway, let me keep playing. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Put a one in the chat if you can hear it, please.
People to help her, and only a handful of us helped her. Okay? So with all this stuff that y'all got going on about he gave her HIV and she was cheating and it's more deep out there, it had nothing to do with that. That man stole her whole life and he wants it in her face. Todd also took her $10,000 settlement payment that she got from the military. When he got access to her phone, he drained her personal account, locked her out of her business accounts, wouldn't help her with her son.
He drained her personal account, y'all. So she didn't have any money. What was she supposed to do? I don't know how in the world, with them not being married, that he was able to get all of the money without both of them signing off at the bank. I have no idea. I've never heard of it. But in the situation that happened, he was able to do that. So that left her with no money. And she had to go to family members and friends that would help her in the situation. Why would a man, be that honoring and hateful just because a woman decides to move on? And then when she moves on, you try to come to the house, basically break in because she done changed the lock. She don't want you there. And you get mad. So when you get out of jail, you want to take everything this woman has. You want to take all her money where she can't even support the child that y'all brought in the world together. But anyway, let me keep playing.
So all of this stuff, I just want to clear the false narrative. He is not who you think he was. And I'm not justifying anything that she done, but I understand. So y'all can say whatever y'all want to say because I really don't care, honestly. I'm gonna feel the way I feel, and you gonna feel the way you feel.
So there's the truth behind why Michelle finally snapped. Todd wasn't just abusive. He drained her emotionally, financially, and spiritually. He stole her business, was the one who built him up. She taught him everything, helped him level up, and without her, he wouldn't have made it half as far. And in the end, he took everything they built up together and used it against her. In these messages, Michelle was texting a friend, venting about everything Todd had put her through. She explained how he had been lying and scamming from the start. When she met him, he was broke, living downtown under a CPN and behind on bills. She didn't even know how bad it was until she found out from the leasing office. He hadn't paid rent or his cable bill in months. But instead of walking away, Michelle tried to help him. She turned him all the way up, taught him about credit, business
See, this is why some women I think are better than me. I believe in long suffering, but God dog it. That some of that stuff that um, some women do for the sake of love is absolutely ridiculous to me. Um, I just can't understand it. You know what I'm saying? I don't I don't want somebody, unless we are in our 20s coming out of college, or we are in our 20s trying to build ourselves, or even, early 30s. We trying to make it in everything. And neither one of us have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out. But when you are already established as a woman, uh, or a man, you know, let please have something. Have something, have some type of stability. You know what I'm saying? Don't wait on somebody to come into your life and make it all good. You know what I'm saying? Just have something for yourself. And this is what I don't understand. She sits up there, bless her heart. And I don't know if it's because maybe by the time she found out all this stuff, she was in love and she was with child. I don't know what it was, but I just think that he already had signs of lacking a lot, and maybe she felt like, what, and as women we want to be helpers. We want to make sure that we're doing our best, we showing up for our man. That's what most women do, especially some black women. We like this struggle love. We think that everything has to be so struggle, 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 and everything doesn't have to be struggle love. Not, it, like I said, when you get to a certain age, I'm not saying you should have a $500,000 in your bank when you're 30 something or nothing like that, but at least have something. Have a place to stay. Don't be so far behind bills. Try to try to try to make yourself more financially stable in a way. You know what I'm saying? Have a job, have a career, have a bank account, your own bank account. We ain't doing no sharing. Now, if you get married to a person and you decide that, hey, I want to share my income with somebody, so be it. But don't be in a relationship with somebody trying to share your assets and stuff like that to somebody that don't even have anything. Like, that's just crazy to me. But sometimes, like I said, as women, we want to fix things. We want to make things right. We know that in relationships it takes work, but at the same time I think sometimes people get toxic toxicity and long suffering like mixed up, because some of this stuff is toxic. It ain't something that you actually have to put up with. It's not like this is your husband and he had an illness, he's disabled, or something happened to both of y'all financially, y'all lost the job, he lost the job. It ain't nothing like that. It's people that already you kind of fit you get to know, and they in a bad situation. Then you sit up there and try to help them, and then you got Negroes like homeboy over here, and I ain't trying to be funny, but they so hateful. Once you don't sit up there and help they butt and try to be the right woman for them, then they want to sit up there and treat you like crap, taking your money, taking everything you got. And then here you go, you say, oh, she's another angry black woman. Well, why is she angry? Why did she snap like she snapped? There's reasons why, and I wish that I would have I automatically, when I first heard about the story, I automatically, oh, I don't know if you guys can hear me. I automatically thought that, can y'all hear me now? Because I took my earpod out when I was watching something. But, I, I automatically thought it was because, he was leaving and she wanted she wanted to be with him and stuff. But then, I found out it was a lot more to that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna play a little bit more of this. That's why I say everything.
Strategies and helped him make more money than he ever had in his life. She built him up from nothing. If it wasn't for her, he wouldn't have gotten as far as he did. And how did he repay her? He stole her business, took her money,
Hey,
cheated on
chill.
her, humiliated her, and left her to pick up the pieces. In one message, Michelle said, he's abusive, a thief, and a liar, and even shared photos showing the damage he caused, busted doors and broken walls. She taught him everything,
He was
from
abusive.
credit to how to run a business, and he used all of it against her. He was out here selling hair and vendor lists like he built something on his own. Meanwhile, Michelle was dealing with court dates, financial betrayal, and emotional damage. She was heartbroken, not just because he hurt her, but because she gave him the blueprint to win, and he used it to destroy her.
Wow, that's crazy.
She leaves behind two children, her infant son, and a 14-year-old boy she absolutely adored. This was more than a crime. This was a true tragedy. Michelle had already been through so much. Approximately 3 years ago, she lost her mother after a long battle with an illness.
So she
Loss
lost
that
the
completely
mother.
shattered her. One of her brothers also suffered a stroke, and her father had passed away years earlier, something she reportedly never fully recovered from. So imagine that kind of grief, losing the most important people in your life, and then being in a relationship where you're allegedly abused, financially manipulated, and stripped of your ability to provide for your kids.
You can't, somebody that you done made a child with stripped you from taking care of your own child, taking care of the child that y'all brought in the world. How selfish and evil is that? Because he's trying to prove a point because she left him and had a restraining order against his butt. Now, I'm not saying she was right for what she did. That's not what I'm saying. She was dead wrong. But the thing about it is, people don't just snap for a reason. Now, there is some crazy people. It don't take much for them. But this has probably been, she's been dealing with this for a while. And finally, when, she didn't have the money she needed, she's struggling as a single mother, taking care of two children. I mean, what? And he wasn't helping her. If anything, he was making things worse by taking her clients. Everything that she taught him, he used it against her and made it his own business to where he took her business from her. Just crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I was gonna show you. Well, I can't show you the clip because I still got my relaxing clothes on, so I can't really show that, honey. But I was gonna show you, let y'all hear when he had broken. He was trying to get into the house. That's when she got a restraining order against his butt. Okay.
Never got married,
So I'm
and
gonna
only
go back.
dated
Hey,
for a few
CC.
years.
Hey,
They had
chill.
an agreement that Todd would eventually move out, and the two would separate both personally and professionally.
So they separated.
He did move out at first,
He
but
moved
then
out.
allegedly started popping back up at her home uninvited.
So now they done brought broken up. He done popped up at her home. What you popping at my home for? We done broke up. So, and if you guys feel led, please super chat membership, whatever, I really appreciate it. If not, I understand. Also, I have Cash App, Selena Star, my Cash App. I appreciate anything you guys do. Thank you. Now he's at the door. He trying to text her and see where she is. But now I guess he texts. I don't know who he texting, but he texting while he in the front of the door. And as he's in front of her door, you're gonna hear all the commotion that's going on. So he's using the code to get in. He can't get in. He's hitting the door, right? He's hitting the door. You hear that? Thank you, CC. He said, I guess he's talking to the son.
That's when Michelle filed a restraining order in March.
She filed a restraining
Once
order
he
in
was
March.
out, things allegedly got worse.
Mm-hmm.
Todd is said to have removed Michelle's name from their shared business account, changed the email, and
Mm-hmm.
withdrew nearly $96,000.
$96 out of a account that they excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm cooking and well, this pepper is just getting to my nose. But anyway, they had $96,000, and most of it was of her earnings because again, she started the business. That's the story in Arlington, about the Arlington couple, that I was telling y'all about, and how I was wrong on some of that stuff. I was thinking she had shot him because, she was heartbroken because he moved on. But it was more to the story than I ever imagined. That's why I say everything ain't what it seems to be. 96K he got out of the bank. Now they're supposed to be both on the account. So I'm not sure how he was able to do that, without also having her signature as well. That's new to me. And they were not married. They were together for a few years. I don't know exactly how long, but they were get together for a few years, and they shared a child together, even though she had another child prior to. Um, so I'm not sure all of that, but I just know he took out $96 of their joint account and left her, and then changed everything over to his name. So it left her with absolutely zero money in the bank. And she has two children, and one is a small child. So I don't know why he thought that was a good idea, but he was trying to punish her not only for locking him out of the apartment that they no longer share together. They had already been separated. So he comes over there thinking, oh, I'm just gonna pop back up there. Like, Nick, you first of all, we're not together. So why is you popping up at my apartment or my house? So she changes the locks. He gets upset. He knocking on the door, bamming on the door. And then I guess the son, because I heard like a male, I guess the son, the older son, answered the door, and I guess trying to help his mama or whatever. And so he gets upset, going off on the woman. I don't know. I don't know if he put hands on her, but she called the police, and she got a restraining order against him. And that's when he decided, to take all her money when he got out, and then take everything she had. And so then he would drive around in his vehicle, his his vehicle, taunting her and stuff like that, making those tire sounds and all that kind of stuff, all that weird stuff that these people do. So just crazy and evil, you know what I'm saying? And he maybe felt hurt or whatever, but at the end of the day, he did it to himself. Shouldn't have came over there. erratic, if the woman don't want to be with you, you have no business popping up at people's houses and you don't moved out. You don't popping up at people's houses and then expect somebody to let you in after you don't broke up with a person. That's just stupid to me. But see, that's how some of these people mindset. Women and some of these men do the same thing. It ain't just some of these crazy men. It's some of these women too. You know, so women and men. They just they're not logical in their thinking process. They just something wrong with them. You know what I'm saying? Something is deeply wrong with these people. And that's why I say everything ain't what it seems to be. You may think you met a nice person, nice friend, or something like that, honey. Them people, you could be dealing with a monster. And then sometimes you could be dealing with a good person. I don't know. It's a gamble out here meeting people in this day and time. Um, I think if I would have kind of got with I don't know, I guess you would call him high school sweetheart. my my high school sweetheart, I probably we might still have been together, but we might not have been, because people do grow up. I'm not the same person I was at 18, but I think about it now. I said maybe I should have my gave him a chance and went on with it, but he wanted to get married right after high school. I'm like, I don't know about that. I want to go to college. I want to have a college life and experience things, but now I'm just like, maybe I should have, because it ain't really nothing out here in this day and time. Most of these men, they don't really want to be with one woman because they got so many choices out here, so many heterosexual women out here. So, honey, you just up for grabs. So I think about stuff, and and he still, I've seen him uh, not too long ago. He's still real mild mannered, hard worker. And my sister told me, and if I knew how society was going to be, and to, and later on in my life, I probably would have just said, you know what, I should have just took it, went ahead and on it with it. But then I said, everything happens for a reason. You make different decisions, but I think about some things. I'm like, damn, I probably messed up on an opportunity when I was, like I said, I would have told him at least let me finish college because he was in college, but he was a little older than me, so he was almost finished with college, and was just starting out. I just got out of high school, so I think about it now. I said, damn, I should have just took that opportunity because hey, Earth Day, because now, like I said, it ain't too much out here, honey. And like I said, some of these men, they got so many options, honey. They ain't thinking about you. Especially you just on the sideline, honey. They got all these other options and all these other dimes, honey. You just mixed up in there some kind of where. But anyway, so now you got too many. You got some men that out here got all these women, and then you got other men that's just emotionally wounded. They traumatized from the childhood. Some of them evil. Some of them real selfish, and that's just like with the women. It ain't all the men. So men, you ain't got too much of a lot of choices out here either. If we're quite on, quite frank. Let me be quite frank with you. You kind of have to find. I would say a good man and a good woman. Not crazy man, not crazy woman. It's like a needle in a haystack. So good luck. I think you need the help of the good Lord and some discernment, you know, on what is out there. But yeah, homegirl, she sit up there and got with a builder man, I guess you call it. Somebody that she kind of had to build up. And I'm not saying that you can't help people but you should have something, just something. You should be able to have a record of living on your own, being able to pay some bills, just having some type of stability in your life. And then when she met this guy, he must have, as you know, an older woman would always tell me, he must have was saying sweet nothings in her ear, and she just, bless her heart, she was vulnerable and lonely at the time. Have y'all ever been at a point in your life where you have been really vulnerable or lonely at a time in your life, and you start putting up with stuff that you really don't have to put up with? And I think that's kind of what the situation with homegirl, she got in a situation to where she was just like, I need someone, I love him, in relationships nothing's gonna be perfect, so maybe I can work with him and stuff like that. But some people you just can't work with. And then he took everything that she knew, everything that she taught him, he took it, and he capitalized off of it. You know what I'm saying? He capitalized off of it, and then the dude was so honorary. He didn't even try to, show her any type of appreciation by, not being like a foul nigga and not taking all of her money. You know what I'm saying? If both of them put all their money in there, they should have split it in half, whatever he made or whatever she made. He took all the money. She didn't have no way to take care of her children. She didn't have. She was already behind paying her house note because, hey, Miss V, because she was he was being selfish. And I'm like, when you have children and bring children in the world, both of you people, man and woman, father and mother, you don't have time to be honorary. You have to consider your children. Quit being so selfish and so honorary and think of your kids. And that's for women too, because there's some women that will sit up there, know good and well that man has moved on, he don't want you. You will hold your kid from seeing his father because you feel away because he done moved on and he don't want to be with you. That's not right. Either way, get over your own issues with each other and put your children first. Y'all brought them in the world, hell. So I just don't understand it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Get your ass out of your feelings and take care of your business. And if you bring children in this world, it is your responsibility to be an adult and quit being like a child, quit being like a little girl and little boy, and put your needs aside. You done brought these kids in the world. It's your time to do what you need to do is right. And it ain't it's easier said than done on that. It's just making the decision to stop being petty. Now, I can be petty queen, but when it comes to the bigger picture of the situation, um, I know I can be mature enough to be like, you know what? It ain't about me at the end of the day. It's not about me. It's not about him. It's about a child that we made together. You know what I'm saying? So I see where her energy, where she snapped and she felt like she had no type of openings or whatever, even though she did. Anytime you alive, you have a chance to improve your life. Anytime God gives you breath, to breathe. Anytime that you wake up in the morning, there's another chance for you. You know what I'm saying? So I wish sometimes people would think about that before they make these permanent decisions on temporary problems. But at the end of the day, you don't know where people's mindsets are. And this is no excuse. This is just the reality of it. That people's mindsets out here in this day and time is sometimes not good. Number one, a lot of people have mental disorders that are undiagnosed. A lot of people have a lot of trauma that they have internalized, and really they just waiting for something to happen because they're a ticking time bomb. So you have to be very careful about how you treat people out here in this day and time because you don't know who you're dealing with. People got problems out here. You think you got problems, you keep living and you're going to find out that you probably normal than most. A lot of folks got a lot of stuff going on, and you know, it is what it is. And I've never been at one of those point in my life where if things didn't work out, if a man didn't want me or whatever, oh, I'm gonna jump off a cliff, I'm gonna do this. And so, or I've had situations to where I've almost, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I have snapped, not snapped, fit, as far as like violently as with a gun, But you get some times in your life where you just be like, enough is a damn enough, okay? And I'm tired. So once the person gets tired, honey, they gonna come out swinging each and every any way. They're gonna come out swinging on your ass. So I just say, God rest. It's just an unfortunate situation. And my thoughts are for those children. I wonder who has those children because her mother's deceased, her father's deceased, and her brother has a stroke, and he is disabled. So it must be maybe the father's people more than likely may have those children, unless the system got them. Because a lot of our black children and minority children go into foster care. And to truth be told, it's a lot of Caucasian kids in foster care. If I'm totally honest with you, a lot of these people are incapable of being parents, and they have these children, and a lot of these children go into the foster care for various reasons, not just because of situations like this. But I kind of think about, well, what is going to happen to her two children? You know what I'm saying? That's the other thing that I was kind of thinking about. And we don't know. We don't know what has happened. Maybe I'll find some updates on where the children, where would they be going and things of that nature, because that is something that I would be concerned about. Even though I don't know these people, but my prayers is going to be for those children more than anything, because they lost two parents, and I don't think the oldest one was his biologically, but he still was around the situation, and he saw a lot that was going on. He saw a lot of his mom being abused and talking to, because he was calling. If you heard in the clip earlier that I played, he was calling the woman a mother effer, and cussing her out, and and I heard of some bowman. I don't know if he was hitting her or what, but she said he was abusing her, so I'm assuming it was physical too. um but I just think about stuff like this, and I'm just like, Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. This is some weird stuff out here, man. People are constantly losing their minds. They're losing their minds, you know and they're just losing it. You know what I'm saying? They're losing it. So I just hope that I can continue to have a sound mind as I go about living. I hope I have a sound mind. Thank you so much, T. Oh, thank you, Timo. I appreciate you. How are you? You said Celine 3 times. You are speaking cold facts. I can testify to that. Right. Salute to you. You came out the bushes, honey. Show me some love. Um, But yeah, people are really going through some things, and some of it is self-induced, and some of it is not. But the fact of the matter is, we have to all be held accountable for our own actions, on how we do things. You know what I'm saying? So I can say for me, um, I'm not going to be entertaining somebody that's struggling more than me, that doesn't have a, oh Lord, that, I'm playing this thing here. I'm sorry. I was playing the video again. I don't want to get involved with somebody that, like I said, that's struggling worse than I am. But even if you're struggling, like I said, have a plan. You know what I'm saying? Um, and what did they say? I was gonna play this one, but I didn't know. Let's see. Oh yeah, I had already played that with a friend. I had already played that. But anyway, like I said, there's a lot of updates that's coming up, and when another update about this couple come up, I'm going to share it with you. Again, my heart goes out to children, and like I said, most of the time, you men and women, let's get beyond um, you know our feelings for that former partner, and let's try. Hey CJ, how are you? Hey Phoenix, let's try to think about our children. I know Earth Day was just saying yesterday. Her and her baby's father has a good co-parenting relationship. They're not together, but they have a good co-parenting. Both of them respect each other. They're able to have discussions with each other without it going crazy and people getting, stupid and wanting to, do the most and trying to attack a person. They know how to work together. And see, these are the type of relationships that you are able, you should be trying to have with the person that you're no longer involved with. That's why you have to be careful who you have children with. If you are dealing with a fool and you decide to have open your legs and allow him to squirt in you, and you become pregnant, and you cannot be surprised that when he becomes a father, he's going to be even more of a fool. Some children sometimes don't change people. It should, but it doesn't. So for some people are just fools until they decide that they want to change and do better in their life. So when you're dealing with somebody that's already a fool, and you decide to have a baby with them, that's on you. And that's a man or a woman. And it's women that are fools. There's men that are fools. So be careful who you squirt in, because you will find yourself in some situations like this where you'll be like, oh God, what did I do? Oh, what you did, you squirted up in the wrong chick. You know what I'm saying? You squirted up in the wrong chick, and you knew it, but because she looked good and she had a fatty, and she looked good and everything, you went ahead and you made that decision to do that, and now here you go, you mad at the world, you can't stand a woman, she evil. Well, she was evil when you was messing with her, but you saw that you fatty from on behind, and you just went on. You know what I'm saying? Now you done got yourself in something, and it's kind of like, oh God, what did I just do? Oh well, you did it. You did it. You did it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why this thing keep going off. This phone keep going. I got this other phone, this Obama phone that keeps going off, and these they give you these cheap Obama phones. I don't know. I applied for one of them cheap Obama phones, and honey, they are just raggedy as they can get. So, but yeah, just like I said, stop looking so much. Men are going to be men, and women are going to be women. We are all visual creatures, but it comes to a point where you got to look beyond the physical, and really get to know a person and see if you can really see yourself with somebody. I was saying last night, I think me and Earth Day was talking before everybody came up. I was talking about I want somebody that I can have good time with, some good company. We can watch a movie, we can talk about anything. He makes me laugh, I make him laugh. Really, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but toot toot. I can be quite humorous at times when I want to. I have a dry sense of humor. I can be very sarcastic. And I feel I can be downright funny when I'm not even trying to be. Just because I just tell it like I see it. And people think I'm playing and people think it's funny when I'm really serious. So, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I'm going to toot toot again. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? You need to have somebody that you can enjoy being around. And a lot of the time, some people are just so damn boring. Or if they're not boring, they're just so weird to where you don't know what you can say, what you cannot say. um, like I said, I've been around men that I'm just like, because I am kind of straightforward. When I get straightforward, don't take it with me. I'm trying to be mean, but they say they want real, but I think they lying because when they say they want a real person, okay, so just like I can be real with telling you, I'm gonna be expecting, and I should accept you being real with me. That means everything ain't about me is sweet. So I have to accept that what you say to me and you see, then I have to accept it as constructive criticism, especially if you're delivering it in a respectful way. So I can pretty much give what I dish in. I can dish out what I and well, how they go. Dish in and dish out, or dish out and dish in. So either way, I learned to receive it from somebody that is respectful, not somebody that coming at me hella foul. Then I'm gonna come at you, that way, But yeah, I can accept constructive criticism from somebody that cares for me. I don't have any problems with it. Yeah, right. Actions speak louder than words. A lot of the time, people say, "Oh, I care for you, I love you," but your actions and your actions don't match up with your words. And to me, I don't pay no attention to what you're saying to me. You can say I would die for you, I love you to the moon, and I'm gonna just be looking at you like, are you serious? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just, I'm that kind of person. I'm not one of those people that believe everybody. So what you showing me, that's what I'm gonna go by. I'm not gonna be going by what you say, cause what you say ain't gonna is a hella it means a hella beans to me. Um, but a lot of the times people be saying stuff they don't even know what they talking about. I rarely say things that I don't mean. You know what I'm saying? I rarely say vocabulary that I don't know the definition to or can't spell. So I'm not going to be just saying stuff to people just because it sounds good and it makes you tingle on the inside. I could care less about that. My thing is, I want to be as genuine as I am to myself as to other people. And a lot of times, we have lied to ourselves for so long, we don't even know what the truth and how to receive the truth when we see it, or hear it. So it's just a lot of things that I look at. And some of you people, I don't know if you guys are interested in the celebrity world. I'm very, I'm not really into it like that. But some of the stuff I be listening to, I'm like, what is going on now? Like Nicki Minaj and SZA. I don't know if anybody, if y'all even know who these people are, but most people know Nicki Minaj. Maybe not SZA, but Nicki Minaj has been out there for decades. Um, and she kind of was like the little Kim in the millennial generation. And so when Nicki Minaj came out, everybody was like, "Oh, she's so pretty. She got a fat ass and all this kind of stuff." So her and SZA is another musical artist. I don't know what their beef is. Don't really care. I was trying to get into it, but then I couldn't understand it because it's like, okay, so what are we mad about now? It seems like, and I'm not gonna speak too much on it because with stuff like I told you about earlier, if I don't really know a lot about it, I'm not gonna say too much on it. But what I will say is a lot of these celebrities, these black celebrities, that they just like they normal people. They just like anybody else. They don't get along with each other. They don't like each other for various reasons. I don't know why some of us women or black women can't get along. It could be competition. It could be somebody felt slighted. It could be somebody felt underappreciated or somebody felt unseen. I don't know what the situation is. And to be honest with you, I don't understand why they're having the situations. You making all that money, I wouldn't be worried about nobody. I would just be traveling, enjoying my life, having a good time, thanking God, having great sex. I mean, I would just be enjoying my life. I wouldn't be caring about what nobody got going on or what they doing. As long as my family and people around me that I care about is good. Um, but some of these celebrities, they act just as childish as anybody, me or you, anybody else, honey. I don't get it. Like I said, some of these folks that got money, they don't know what to do with it. But I would. I know exactly what to do with it. And it wouldn't be fighting with people that got money too or don't have money. I would enjoy my life. Okay, traveling and living it up. Forget about what you got going on and why you don't like me. I could care less. I'm making money out here. So, and then the other thing that was going on, Cardi B finally broke up, or her boyfriend broke up with her. It was it Stefan Diggs or something like that. I think, honey, I'm not into these athletes like that. I can't remember their names. Their names is just some of them just not rememberable or memorable. I think, yeah, that's the word. I can't remember, but I think it's Stefan Diggs because he's a cutie. But I knew that wasn't gonna last long. She just got out of a marriage, a 7-year marriage, and with Offset, and that was a hot mess from the very beginning. Two entertainers, two rappers, yeah, like that was gonna work. Um, And so they ended up having three beautiful children together. Cardi B is very controversy, as well as Nicki Minaj and a lot of others. But she Offset was always cheating on her ass, so she finally got tired of it, and she found this other guy that wanted to put up with her. And they, I guess, how long was they together? Maybe was they together for maybe 6 months or something? I don't know, but they were together for whatever time, and then he decided. I guess he decided to call it off. I think they're saying it was him that called it off. So some of these men, like I said, after them finish, uh, wearing your ass out. Now, I guess she wasn't good enough to be with. Now he done got rid of, or it just didn't work out. But I'm thinking to myself, did you really think it was gonna work out with Cardi B? Like, come on. And I don't know how. I think he in his early 30s too. So they was just doing something. So anyway, she sits up there. Well, he sits up there and gets rid of her. And then you have these rumors, people coming out of the woodwork saying that the reason why he broke up with her because her BBL was smelling like garbage in July, like a trash can in July. And then I don't even understand. I'm like this. Whether she has a BBL or a natural booty, your tail is going to stink. If you don't, hey riders, if you don't know how to wash your ass, if you don't know how to get soap and get all in those crevices and get in that booty, then your butt is going to stink. So it doesn't matter whether she has a BBL or a regular booty. Your butt is going to stink if you don't know how to wash it. So I think people are just mad, so they just be saying stuff, and I'm like, most of these women that be talking about women that have plastic surgery, even though Nicki Minaj looks, not Nicki Minaj, well, hers look kind of, it don't look as good as it used to, but even though Cardi B maybe she may look like an ant, and it may not look good to you. I done went came out the restroom and say for instance, well, I'm coming in the restroom, coming behind another woman in a public restroom, and I'm like, she smelled like a straight up dumpster. And you got the nerve. And this woman, she looked regular. She didn't look like she had no plastic surgery. She looked like she had a regular body with no plastic surgery. And guess what? Her booty stank. Her cookie stank. You get what I'm saying? You don't know how to wash your tail and know how to clean yourself. Anybody's gonna stink. Man, woman, boy, or girl. So people need to stop that. And some of these women that's talking about women like Cardi B that do look like an ant, they wish they could get plastic surgery, but they can't afford it. Hell, I wish I could. I have a nip tuck, everything. I'd be shit. I come on here, y'all be like, Selena, ooh, girl, yeah. If I had the money, I'd do all of it. So, but anyway, the point of the matter is quit trying to judge people and just cause you can't do it or you wouldn't do it. Talking about that endanger. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff endanger your life, like eating all that pizza and that chicken and what grease. Get cholesterol, eating at night, being a little fat piggly wiggly. But you sitting up here talking about somebody that wants to go up under the knife and then want to be worried about somebody's booty and how it stank and stuff. Most of the time I can't smell nobody. Well, unless it's real bad, and I can't smell nobody's booty. First of all, I am not looking to smell nobody's booty when I'm walking. Like that's weird. And the only time you will maybe smell somebody's booty is when you coming out of a bathroom stall, restroom stall, or you sleeping with somebody. And people just need to stop it. You need to all learn. Everybody needs to learn to wash their ass. And we should have been taught that when we were kids. Our parents taught us how to, clean ourselves. Some of these people don't know how to do that because they haven't been taught, and then want to sit up there talking about somebody just because they want to do what they want to do with their body. But anyway, long story short, Stefan Diggs decided to come out and say that no, it was not it wasn't because her butt stinked or anything. So I don't know where the rumor come from. But see, you see how rumors start? People just be putting stuff out there and then people run with it. And now it's all around the internet. It's all around social media that, oh, he probably dumped her because her BBL stank. See, that's why you can't go by rumors. You gotta go by the truth. Only those two people know why they broke up. I didn't think they were gonna stay long together anyway. To be honest with you, most of those relationships don't work no way. And now you got Megan the Stallion over there. Now she done stood up there and got that man in prison, Tory Lane. And I don't have a problem with Megan the Stallion. I like some of her music. She's from Texas. Shout out to that. But honey, she's sitting up there. She done got her another little somebody else. What's his name? Clay something. I don't know what his name is. He's some type of basketball player. He a high yellow dude, tall. And she's sitting up there. She done got with him. Now, how long you think that's gonna last? It's just like I think some of these people that get together, this is just a celebrity stunt, just to see, oh, we look good together, and then after we seen in a couple of pictures are out together, out of town, we vacationing together, then we're gonna break up after that. Just so fake, so disingenuous. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why nobody. I put the link up on my community wall if anybody wants to come up. I'm just talking and talking and talking. But Clay Thomas, yeah, Clay Thomas, and so you got that going on with that. So we'll see how long that's going to last. Because like I said, these people be so fake. They act like they in a loving relationship. They so in love with each other, honey. You be like they don't even really like each other. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Clay Thomas. I get, honey. I don't know these folks like that. But I just saw that you said one third of the Splash Brothers. As a Warriors fan, I'm still pissed off about that to Dallas. Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew something was going on. And then also I want to tell you guys a lot of so some of the women, if you're okay with it, fine. But there's a lot of black women now that's getting into witchcraft. There's a large number of black women getting into witchcraft. So you better be watching who you dating. Cause honey, some of these folks, they could be into witchcraft. So you think you got some good pussy, you might be having somebody that put some hoodoo on they stuff. And oh, I'm just talking. I'm not even paying attention about just being proper or being. I'm trying not to be vulgar because I can have a conversation without just being totally just vulgar and just so let me rephrase that. You think someone is really great in bed, but they could be using some sex magic on your butt, and then you don't understand why you so hooked up on this woman, and she done put something on you. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I really try to be a lady, Timo. I was about to call you Timu. I'm thinking about Timu. Uh, Timo, I really try to be a lady. I don't want to just be out there just saying stuff that's inappropriate, because I have all types of people that visit my platform. And when I hear things, when people hear things, I don't want people to be totally just turned off on some of the things. But then again, you can't please everybody. Hell, people just they have to. Some things you just it is what it is. Uh, but anyway, back to what I was saying. um, um, I just feel like to me, a lot of the stuff that these women are getting into, to each is its own. If you want to get into hoodoo, voodoo, whatever you want to get into, I just say, men, if you're not into that stuff, you need to be aware of what that woman is into, what her religious practices are, because some women will get you connected and they will get you in some situations to where you're trying to figure out, why am I feeling this way? Why can't I get away from this woman? Why is this woman on my mind? I can't stand this woman, but I love it at the same time. Then you might be under a spell of witchcraft. I've had men to tell me that they have experienced things to where they felt like they have been connected to someone that did practice witchcraft. And they didn't understand, they wasn't attracted to the woman, but it was something appealing about them. And sometimes people use certain things to make you attracted to them. It's called love spells. So when your grandmama or some older woman tell you, you better not eat a woman's spaghetti when you first get to know them, she wasn't lying, because they still do those rituals with blood. You know what I'm saying? So you get some women got the use these magic spells and all this kind of stuff trying to get you connected. And some of y'all probably like, what the hell? But it's true. It's a lot of weird stuff that's going on out here, and people are getting into things that you have no idea, and they put that little blood or whatever, because blood, anything like blood, semen, things that are bodily fluids, those are like uh, binding things to you, and what happens when a woman is a virgin and she, loses her virginity, and the man goes inside of her, he breaks her hymen, and there's blood. So, those are things that are binding, that keep you bind to a person. So, and all of this stuff, whether you have oral sex and you do things. So it's just, I'm trying not to go all into it, but it's just a lot of stuff that happens when you are sexually active with these type of women and men that have these type of practice these type of rituals. You know what I'm saying? So just be careful who you deal with. Make sure that um, if you have a certain belief that it is something that a person is kind of coincides with or you agree with, because you have to be in agreement with each other before you do these type of things. And if you're not, and you're not aware of who you're dealing with, what you're dealing with, you are going to get yourself in some trouble. And I have to tell myself that too. You know, um, some of these men could be warlocks, or they could have just a really bad spirit to where you're connected with a man and he is a total nutcase. He is vengeful, he is evil, he's possessive, he's obsessive, he's all those things. So you have to be careful about soul ties. Men and women get soul ties. So I don't know why some people think just women get soul ties. The only thing that men can do for the most part, they can emotionally detach when they're having sex, but that doesn't mean that they're not collecting soul ties with everybody they sleep with. They are collecting because at the end of the day, we're all spiritual beings. The difference is men can emotionally, most men, unless they are effeminate men and they act more like women, they can emotionally, they can detach, they can put a bag over your head um, mentally and have sex with you. So yeah, they can just blot your mind. They can blot your face out and have sex with you, and you think they're in love with you, and they just want a nut. So they can emotionally detach. Now, very rarely have I seen some women emotionally detached. They would mostly likely have to be in some type of um, trauma or they would have to disassociate themselves mentally in order for them to do some or emotionally to do something like that. But mostly men can do it very easily for some reason. I maybe that's just the way God made them. I'm not sure because really, sex was actually just for procreation. It just feels good. So um, a lot of things that mentally, emotionally, men are and women are quite different, I believe. And that is just my opinion. Now, somebody that could be more intellectual, I would say, and on a higher level, may can explain it more thoroughly than I can and break it down. I would just say that we all get soul ties with whomever we deal with, we sleep with. Like I said, men just know how to cut their emotions off and be like, it was just nut to me. I don't want you. And then you see them next time. Well, this ain't happened to me, but just from what I've heard from other women, you see them the next time, they'd be like nothing ever happened. A woman just getting all crazy and antsy. Um, I don't have experiences like that. Number one, I don't throw my kitty cat out there like that. But I will say, for me, I'm hard to know, but you'll never forget me. That's all I'll say for me. But and so you can take whatever you want to take out of that. But yeah. So I'm just cutting up just a little bit, even though I only got 6 people in the chat, and I don't know if half of y'all listening. But you said soul ties are real. Don't be out there just. And What is this? FM. Anybody? Oh, okay. For anybody. You said, I've seen that situation reversed with one of my homies back in, is this Houston? Okay. Hey, Mel. I saw you this morning. I just didn't get in the chat, but I pressed the like button and listening to you, walking. But yeah, Mel, and this goes back to what I was telling you about the soul ties. You said a long time ago you don't believe when men get soul ties. We all get soul ties. Oh, you said high school. Oh, okay. You said Selena out here with. Yes, indeed. I'm hard to get to know, but you'll never forget me. Yes, indeed. Yeah, hard to get to know, but hard you'll never forget me. But Mel, if you want to hit my community link, it's on my community wall. I put the link up there if you want to come up and we can have a conversation. Um, I'm pretty sure everybody. It must be somebody live. People ain't coming around here today. Who live? Somebody live out here. It's a whole bunch. But you know what? I'm gonna stop worrying about so much the number, because that doesn't mean that you don't have valuable conversations, and you don't have a lot of great things to say. Sometimes it's just the algorithm that you're in and stuff like that, is maybe some of the reason, because hell, I know I'm entertaining. I feel like I would like to listen to me talk, and I'm not just trying to say it just because it's me, but I feel like I would love to talk. Who did this person say? Nice voice. Shouldn't you be doing something more productive like swimming lessons? Shouldn't you be doing something more productive besides typing on my in my chat and trolling, like swimming lessons? Or maybe you should go write a book. I'm on vacation. How about you? Hi, Bruce. Shouldn't you do something more productive by coming in somebody's chat that you don't want to listen to? See, that's why a lot of the times I'm gonna put this other thing, probably subscribers. I don't know how to do subscribers only, because you get a lot of weirdos coming through here that have nothing better to do besides coming here and troll somebody talking about shouldn't you do something more productive? Should you do something more productive? Oh, I ignore it, but I always try to give them back what they give me, because a lot of these people are disrespectful, and they deserve to be disrespected, and they deserve to be called out, coming up under people's comments with a non-productive ass, and find them something to do, and go play with your peen, or go play with your cookie. Don't play with me, okay? You said, Selena, we got her out of here, hoping you didn't. Oh yeah, coming up under here with her foolishness. Get your ass up from under here and find you somebody to play with. You better go play with your peen, or if you're a peen or you got a cookie, whichever you got, go play with it. Coming up under here with your foolishness. Ho, I don't know you. Now I'm trying to get under my you know, niceness, and say, I wish I can get to the point to where I can say, God bless you and Jesus loves you. I haven't got there yet. I'm trying to get there, because I know God is not pleased with that, but some of you folks deserve to be disrespected. Y'all come and be so disrespectful, and you can't do what I do. You can't get on a platform and talk about anything and be entertaining. The only thing you can do is go onto people's accounts and channels and troll people. But you can't do what I do. You sitting up there with your 600 fat ass and sitting up there critiquing other people for saying what they want to say on their damn platform. Get you a platform and talk about what you want to talk about. Since you want to be somebody to be productive, you be productive. Get your own platform instead of tippity tapping your fat ass fingers up under somebody's comments. You said these trolls spend their whole day looking for somebody to, yeah, probably probably 600 pounds. All they do is play with themselves all day. They want to sit up there coming up with people comments that they don't know. Then want to call people fat, call people all kinds of names, and they probably the ugliest, fattest thing you'll ever find. Get your ass and find you something to do. You be productive and read a book and stay from under people's comments, you stupid slut. Now, I'm trying to get to the point where I can get to God bless you and Jesus loves you. But some of y'all are the devil's children. And y'all deserve to be disrespected. Deserve to be shown your real life. I wish I could see some of these people that troll folks. I wish I could see their real life. Because I know it's miserable. I know it's messed up. I ain't never in my productive life got up under some people comments just to troll them just because. If I don't like what they have to say, I move the hell around. The hell you coming up under here for? Stupid whore. See, just I can't stand some of these folks. And some days I do pretty good. I can do a clap back and I don't went on. But some of these folks, like I said, they deserve the disrespect that they get. Get your ass on somewhere, ho. Now, 90% of the time, I'm a sweet person. You can't find no better person than me at times. But then some of the times, you going to get exactly what you give out with me. I meet people where they are, just like Jesus did. He met people where they were. I'm going to meet you where you are. Get your ass and find something else to do. So, back to what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by somebody that's 600 pounds, pimples all over their face, missing hair, bald spots. You get in and looking like a whole troll, Shrek, coming up under my stuff. You know, the hell you got going on? Throwing rockers at walls. They on a walker. Yeah, I watch 600-pound wife. I ain't even close to being 600 pounds. I got a fat ass and tits. Okay, you want to call that fat? Then hey, it so be it. But I got a shape with mine. But some of these folks that's 600 pounds, you look at some of the what a 600-pound life, and some of them so mean and hateful. I said they'll probably be the main ones that be having these troll accounts, be trolling people and saying all kind of despicable things, and they ass looking the way they do. Mhm. I can walk up and down the stairs without losing my breath. I can get on the stairmaster. I can get on the elliptical for 30 minutes. I can walk 5 miles. Listen here, I'm very productive. I know I have a life. Stupid whore. I'm on vacation, summer vacation. I can talk until 12 o'clock tonight if I want to. And if anybody want to listen to it, they will. And if they don't, they won't. Tell me about being productive. I work full time with students and go to school. So shut your ass up. And sometimes I do want to see what these people say, so I can clap back to their ass. Hmm. Oh, I go this weekend. I go this weekend. So I'll be leaving Friday. I gotta see what time I'll be leaving. Probably I'll I'll check with the person I'm going with. But anyway, hmm yeah, I'm gonna have a good time enjoying. I'm gonna be productive with my family. I'm gonna be having a good time. Sorry, I'm eating. Not eating. I'm not eating a 1,200 calorie diet right now. So some people they can eat a 1,200 calorie plate and they do it 3 times a day. That is too much. I'm having a small portion of something. I will show you, but I have to cam up and like I said, I still got on my relaxing clothes around the house. And when I'm relaxed, um, I'm relaxed. I don't want any restraint, anything restraining me. And you know what that means for us women. I like to be free. So can't cam up because I like to be free. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, I ain't taking my fat fingers around here trying to just troll people. And a lot of time, I don't even think it be kids. I think it be grown people trolling people. I really do. I don't think it all. I don't think it's all kids. I could be wrong. Hmm. I'm not swimming. Listen, get your ass on somewhere. I know that. Um. So I was talking about that. Let me move on from that. I had to tell Miss Nicole to go climb a tree or something. And go on about her business. Because you are dismissed from this page, whore. Um. Who else? What else? Um. I was gonna talk about. Well, we talked about Megan the Stallion. She's with Clay Thomas, and now they're so in love. Ooh, let me meet Michael B. Jordan, Lord. Oh my God, I'll probably faint if I see Michael B. Jordan. But anyway, everybody knows these celebrity relationships don't work. Let me stop before I get start choking. Then Nicole will have something to laugh at. Kick rocks, Nicole. Oh yeah, your ass and find you something to do, girl. Like I said, I just wish you could see people in their real life to see if they have something to say then. She was just with uh Fontaine, Prada, Prada. I don't know how to pronounce that. Fontaine. Yeah, she was just with that was he or he was a rapper, wasn't he? Hmm, my girl, they move on fast, girl. But she said she got that wop. So you know when you got that wop, honey, I guess these men be following. And then when I thought about Megan, like Megan the Stallion, isn't a stallion a male horse? I mean, I'm not the smartest person in the room, but I thought a stallion was a male horse. But hey, she's a stallion, I guess. She got a nice figure. She's a tall Amazon. I had a cousin that saw her, I guess in Houston, at a concert or something. And she was saying she has a nice body. I was like, oh, okay. So she is made up very well, I must say. But I think that maybe some people may think this about me, that I look better without makeup. She looks better without makeup to me. Um, Her makeup makes her look more like a transgender woman rather than a woman. I don't know if it's her. Yeah, Rallo. I don't know if her, makeup artist, maybe she needs to get another makeup artist because I've never seen her wear makeup and it was actually pretty. I've seen her wear without makeup and she was very pretty to me. And maybe that's how some people may think of me because sometimes I wear makeup and sometimes I don't. You know what I'm saying? So I always thought like makeup is to enhance. It's not to take away. It's not to, so um I think that her makeup is really kind of weird. Yeah, it does makes people look older. Yeah, it can be. I notice too when I don't wear makeup, people think I'm a lot younger, like in my 20s, 25 or something. I'm like, no, but thanks. But I'll let you go with it though. You said the chick is problematic. Yeah, I think she can be. And you said every female's beautiful without makeup on inside and out. Us men really don't care about makeup. Yeah, I hear a lot of men that don't like makeup. They don't like they don't like women that wear eyelashes. They don't like women that wear weave or lace front. I'm like, but that's what you be looking at when you be you know, when you be looking at these women. So I don't know. I think some of these men don't know what the hell they want. You said, yep, getting ready for work, still listening. Right. I don't think some of these men know what the hell they want. But some women do too much. All that contouring and them eyelashes looking like butterflies and caterpillars. That kind of stuff. Nah, I mean, now they would look like butterflies, not caterpillars. But or the eyeshadow is just too dark or something. I wear very light eyeshadow. I always try to wear. I love eyeliner though. I love my flappy dappies, my eyelashes. But you said the most I ever did was eyeshadow, eyeliner mainly because I don't know what the f I'm doing. What you're doing. Okay. I'm not a fan of long nails. However, everyone don't want to offend in this society. Both men and women want crazy extra attention. Now, I have long nails with a bunch of jewels on it. That's always been me. I've been like that since high school. My daddy would give me extra money, or when I got finally, got out of high school and I was going to college and I was working these little jobs, I would always get my nails done. My nails and my feet. I always took care of my nails and my feet, and I always liked long nails. You know, I know how to sanitize sanitize myself, sanitize my nails. I know how to use them properly, and I'm not gonna go into all details, but I'm not nasty, so and I know how to uh, sanitize myself, my hygiene. I keep it, where nobody ain't have to worry about no kind of diseases or illnesses around me. But yeah, I love. You said Megan is a liar. Her and her girl Chelsea need to go to jail, in my opinion. I think so too. um, they lied on Tory Lane, and they knew exactly what the hell was going on. And for them to do what they did, and both of them was fooling with the allegedly fooling with the guy. Basically, I think Chelsea was with him first, and then Megan the Stallion, she got her thought self and started having sex with him too. So both of them, like I said, Tory thought too, but started sleeping with him. And then now, when the situation happened, where Chelsea was, I guess, trying to, attack Megan, and it fell back on Tory Lanez. I believe that they both need to reap the consequences of what they did. They know that man could have lost his life, cause he got stabbed pretty bad, not too long ago, and I talked about it how he got stabbed in prison by I guess allegedly a guy that was in the Mexican cartel. And I don't know what happened in the situation, why they got into the altercation, but he could have really died. But thank God, he was saved out of, and he actually, I guess he's doing well. Have they pardoned him to get out of prison in California? Has the governor pardoned Tory Lane? I'm just kind of curious about that. But they definitely need to read what they sow. And they will. It may not come when we want to. I was just like, a lot of times I was talking to a friend yesterday and I was like, dang, you know how we be praying that God get people that, did something to us, and I still believe in the universal law. But at the end of the day, everything doesn't happen in our timing. So whatever's going to happen to either one of them, it's not going to happen in the time when we think it should happen or when Tory Lanez think it should happen. It's going to happen when it's going to happen. But they going to have to read what they sow. Um, that man's life was endangered. He lost 2 years of his life being in prison for something that he did not do. The only thing he did, from what I can, if I'm looking at the situation allegedly, the stuff that was being said, all I could see is him being guilty for being a thought, for sleeping with two friends. That's the only thing. But not to be in jail, not to be in prison, not to be stabbed where it could have been fatal. I don't understand it. Have a good day, y'all. Earth Day. Thank you for coming. Rollo, I know they both was with him. Like I said, that's the only thing he's accused of, being a thought hop. Um, if he don't get his shit overturned, he's getting deported. Where he gonna get deported to? Where his people from? Is he West Indies or something? Um, he gonna get deported. My God. Well, bless his heart. That's all I can say. Hopefully everything will work out. He done been through enough. I would say in the last 2 years, he need a break. Sometimes in life we just need a break. You know what I'm saying? Been through enough. It's like I need a break. Canada. Oh, okay. You might be better off. Canada. They have less crime. He probably can get his life, regain his life over again, do some things. He might change his whole, I would say, career, or maybe he might do something else. Might do better going back to Canada. Okay, that's what happens when you're from another country and get convicted of a crime. You will get your ass deported. And the way Trump is, honey, you'd be deported even if you look. There's one man, he was a citizen out in, was it Tennessee or something? He was a Hispanic guy. And they done got him over there and they, what did they put, they deported him and put him in Mexico. He's like, I'm a citizen, a United States citizen. Um, and and they was saying, I guess they couldn't do anything about it. I don't know. I gotta find that story because I thought that was pretty interesting. So you just gonna deport the man? You didn't check to see if the man has citizenship just because he was Hispanic. That happened a few months ago. I'm gonna see if I can find that story. I thought that was pretty interesting. And then they were saying that there's nothing that they could do. I'm like, what do you mean there's nothing they can do? He's an American citizen. He knew how to make money without the industry. He told too much. They lined him up with two women. It's obvious, right? He was a independent artist. You know that they get rid of independent artists. Who else did they get rid of? They got rid of Dolph. He was independent. He wanted to do his own thing. He didn't want to be up under nobody. He wanted to have his own label. He did have his own thing going on, and they took brother out of here, young dog. Everybody that tried to do something by themselves independently from any of these executive music, these high music executives, they would take these people out. They would find some way to connect them to somebody that would set them up. And most of the time, they gonna use women for heterosexual men, right? And some of these men that they know on suspect, they might use another man, or they might use some type of scandal, get them in mixed up in something. And here you go on the news. Either they unalive or they in jail for something. And you're like, wait a minute, this don't even make sense. The storyline don't even make sense. It don't make sense because it was set up. So Tory Lanez, I think he owned the music to his own masters, and stuff like that. Like he did his own thing, and then he got connected with these two friends, one in the industry. Hey Marilyn, how are you? He got one in the industry, one of the top female rap artists out here, Megan Thee Stallion, and then her friend. So shit, I think I ain't gonna say nothing is by coincidence with these people out here. Uh, you said just like the guy in North Dallas with old girl, he wasn't innocent, yet she was sent. What girl? You talking about the story that I was talking about earlier? That was in Arlington. But yeah, he wasn't innocent. And like I said, had I really paid attention and just kind of not spoke on something until everything kind of came out, that would have been a better thing because, like I said, a lot of times we be speaking on stuff we don't even know what the hell is going on. A lot of the times because I thought she was just stigmatized and she lose her mind because he was moving on to another woman. No, she had already got rid of him and wanted him out, and he took all of her money and she was left with nothing. And see, this is why you have to know all the facts before you be speaking on people. You have to know all the facts. See, a lot of the times we get in trouble because we are going by assumptions and our own perceptions that are not true. We don't know all the facts, right? So it's just amazing how when you know the facts, how your perceptions have changed. Your perceptions about things have changed. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Yeah, that was pretty interesting. I don't know. What else I was going to talk about? Yeah, we talked about a lot today. We talked about, like I said, the young lady in Arlington and how they done left two kids, and the update on that, and talked about Megan Thee Stallion and her fake relationship. Tell you, these people go from man to man, woman to woman. Ain't nothing wrong with dating, but what I'm saying is, some of these folks, what the hell? They doing something outside on my balcony. What the hell they got going on? Like somebody done climbed over in my balcony or something. They doing some weird stuff out here. But anyway, I'm about to start getting myself together. I got some last minute things I want to do. Dating is different with these folks than what folks realize. Yeah, it is. Um, you know, when I meet someone, I don't get too excited. I'm very not excited at all. I'm just like, oh, here we go again. Let's see how this works. Selena Strap, she don't got time for games and weird be Ain't that the truth, Rollo? Yeah, I'm not gonna say I have given up, but um um I'm just not excited when I meet people. Like as I'm getting to know someone, I just take one day at a time. You know what I'm saying? Um, and go from there. Because some of these folks you get excited about, you will be disappointed. I'm gonna just be honest with you. You get so excited, you disappointed as fast as you are excited. So um, I just think that people just I wish people would just, hey girl, dad. I just wish people would just be more upfront and just more honest and just more like, I don't know. And I'm gonna say this. I think a lot of the times because we live in a microwave society, we don't really take time to get to know people. And so we really cannot judge if a person is really good for us sometime or not because we choose not to really get to know people one on one. Um, and I hear so many women and men saying, I want a good man, I want a good woman, I want to be married, I want to have a good husband, I want to have a good wife, but you're not doing what it takes to truly get to know a person. You know what I'm saying? You just and some people, since we live in a microwave society, people give up so fast. It's like, oh, okay, like people like me. And you could be a person like me, Rallo, girl's dad, Miss V. You could be a person like me. I'm not one of those people that open up really quickly, right? So some people's perception, they will misjudge me because I am not a person that opens up really fast. I kind of maybe seem a little bit closed off. I could maybe seem a little just not really approachable in some ways maybe. But it's not that I'm arrogant. It's not that I'm not approachable. It's just that I am a person that just doesn't put all my eggs in one basket. I don't tell everything about me. I don't put everything out there as I'm this type of person. Hey, look at me. This is who I am. I'm a kind of person that you have to take time to get to know. And if you don't have those type of patience, if you don't have that type of perseverance or determination or whatever, tenacity, whatever you want to call it, to get to know somebody, then I wouldn't be one for you. I'm not an open book for anybody. So you can't just read one page and you know all about me. You have to read the book. So if you are not willing to read the book, you'll never get to know me and you'll never get to know that the real person that I actually am and what I actually have to offer because I don't put everything out there. I might seem a lot surface to a lot of people and or one dimensional to some people, but that's really not who I am. That's just what I'm choosing to let you see for the time being. Um, it could be a defense mechanism or it just could be protection. You know what I'm saying? So, but my thing is, I don't put everything out there for reasons. So if you choose to get to know me, just know that you're in for a wild ride, and I'm not one dimensional and one level like you may think I am. Um, but if you do choose to get to know me, and not for any other motive because you know for I would say not a bad motive, but you truly choose to get to know me for a good motive and wanting to really have a friendship with me, you will know that I am this. I'm a this type of person. I have these type of qualities, good, bad, indifferent, whatever. Like I'm really a goofy person, or I'm really a sweet person, or I'm really a person that genuinely likes to love and be and give love. But if you choose not to have that patience or you choose not to read that book, you'll never know that. You'll just see a cute face with tits and butt, and that's all you're going to see. You'll see somebody that may seem cute and may seem nice sometimes, may seem very intelligent or smart, or maybe not so smart. I don't know. It just depends on your perspective. But that is because this is what I choose to show you, but this is not all of who I am. You know what I'm saying? Um, Thank you so much, Chill. I appreciate you so much. So I show people what I want them to see for the time being. That doesn't mean that that's all of me. Um, But if you choose to get to know me, just know that you're going to have to read the book all the way through. You cannot go by one page. Um, you just can't. You can't go by a couple of pages. I'm a little bit more dimensional, than that, and I have multi-dimensional. I have a lot more sides to me, and if a person get to know me, they will see that um, I have a lot more to offer than ass and tits, okay, and vagina. Um, but like I said, that's for people that choose to, and those that don't and keep it on the surface, we can keep it on the surface. Because everybody, you're not meant to know in a deeper way. Everybody, you're not meant to have in your circle. Everybody, you're not meant to just really allow them to get into your space and your intimate space. So I'm fine with that. I'll keep you on the surface. You keep me on the surface, I'm gonna keep you on the surface. You scared, I'm scared. So we gonna be scared together, and we ain't gonna never get to know each other. We gonna keep it that way, and that's fine. I can be okay with that. You know what I'm saying? So I keep people on the surface that keep me on the surface. I just say that. But I think for a lot of us, we all have some different dimensionals to us that make us who we are. You know, you said you definitely can hold a real conversation for real. Yeah, like I said, if people choose to get to know me, they will know that I'm not a dumb blonde. You know what I'm saying? I'm not somebody that pretends like I know stuff. If I don't know something, I say I don't know it. But I'm willing to learn. The difference between me and a lot of other people, I'll tell you I don't know something, but I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to understand what I don't understand. you know and I'm okay with being who I am. you know I used to apologize a lot, say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean. And I stopped apologizing so much because I'm like, oh, well, you know what I'm saying. Now some things, if I'm dead wrong, I apologize. I'm not prideful. I'm not, hey Shay, I'm not that prideful. I'm not going to apologize if I'm wrong on something. But if I know I'm not wrong on something, and I looked at the situation, and I'm because I'm the kind of person, I try to put myself in other people's shoes, even though sometimes that's hard to do. uh, but I am very self-aware of who I am. I'm very self-aware of what I'm capable of, and what some of my flaws are. So you ain't gonna too much get me denying something if I'm just dead wrong on something. But if I know in my heart that that wasn't my motivation, if I know in my heart that wasn't my intentions, but you think it was my intentions, and I know it wasn't, I'm not apologizing for shit because I didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I see things, you know. But like I said, I don't have a problem with where I can admit where I have growth. I need some growth in. I can admit at times I can be Miss Petty Queen. Okay, I can admit that. I can admit when I could have did this better. I could have said this better. Cause some of y'all don't know this. Maybe some of y'all do. Once I get to going, I can cut you with my words. By the time you turn around, your neck is already cut. Hey Royalty, how are you? Your neck is already cut. And when you move it, you're already beheaded. Because I have a sharp tongue. And when I go in, I'm diabolical with it. I'm gonna break your ass down from A to Z. And you're going to feel it. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that you are great. They are working in my apartment. I don't know what they got going on, but they're making a whole bunch of damn noise. So forgive me for the noise. Forgive me for hearing this noise. Like I said, I'm about to exit stage left pretty soon. But I just want to come on here and just say that, yeah, some people are more dimensional than what you think. And it's going to take more than one page for you to know who people really are. And that's if you choose to do that, because everybody don't choose or have the time or they just don't have the heart to do it. Um, I'm you know I will say this about me. I'm one of those people. Whatever you put out, that's that's exactly what you're gonna get from me. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Um, I hate to be a person that do tick for tat sometimes, but I learned a long time ago. You teach people how to treat you, and I was a giver, so I had to learn how not to be a person that gave so much. I had to allow other people to give to me sometimes. So when I stepped back and kind of learned that about myself, then and I found out that reciprocity is, and understanding what reciprocity is a part of self love, loving yourself, caring enough about yourself. I want to tell this man, shut the hell up. I don't know if that's the hammer or what he doing. I hope it's the maintenance man. I hope they stop pretty soon, but they making a whole bunch of noise, get on my damn nerves. But anyway, uh, back back to what I was saying. Shit, irritating. I don't know. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought listening to this idiot and his hammer. Um, but yeah, what I was saying was how some of these people out here, like I said, they just they want so much, but they give so little. And so when I see people like that, you ain't getting nothing from me. I'll be stingy. You ain't getting no information. You ain't getting no reaction. You ain't getting nothing from me. Leave me alone. I'm just talking about life. I'm not talking about anybody in particular. These people just lurking and waiting for something they can react to. But a lot of the times, people show you who they are and believe them. I'm showing you who I am. Believe me. I'm showing you I can be irritable when I'm hearing these loud hammers and stuff going on. Like I like peace. I don't know what the hell they doing. I'm showing you that I can cut up, especially when somebody come in my chat with some foolishness. And then I've shown you that sometimes I can be a very sweet person, very enduring, very loving, very compassionate, very passionate about what I believe in, convictions and all that kind of stuff. We all have our sides. We all have different things about us that make us who we are. You know what I'm saying? Good, bad, and indifferent. So I'm just learning to be more of who I am, regardless of what who don't like me, regardless of what a person is going to try to hold against me, or whatever. I'm gonna be who I am. And whether you like it or not, you might not like it. Oh well, you get over it. And if you don't, that's okay too. Move around. Mhm. Mhm. So yeah, it's life. Life teaches you a lot, and it teaches you so many different lessons that if you choose to pay attention, every lesson was bought and paid for. Every lesson that I've learned, it was a what is it? A lesson that I learned. It was it wasn't a lesson that was wasted. Everything that I've gone through, I don't allow it to be a wasted experience. I allow it to be a something that I can learn from and then apply it to my life, and then just go back and look at stuff and be like, you know what? If I could have did this over here, then this outcome could have happened maybe. So the next situation that I have that's kind of similar to this, let me try this approach instead of the old approach that I had. I might have a better outcome, right? Um, I might have a better outcome. You know what I'm saying? So I just think about things like that. Very introspective a lot of the times. Um, like I said, I'm more than just putting on a pretty face and makeup and putting on a pretty hair or doing my hair or putting on eyelashes and stuff. Like I think about more than that kind of like more things in life. than that. And it's not that I'm trying to be oh so deep because most of the people that try to be so deep, they are so fake. Be like, honey, it's not that serious. Look, okay, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Quit trying to make everything so philosophical and all that stuff. It ain't all that. You know, some things is just real simple. It's just real cut and dry, like A, B, and C. Okay, one, two, three. It's not. It's not that hard. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. I think people in general make situations harder than what they are, what they need to be. You know, I had some experiences like, what the hell they do? I might have to go outside, y'all, because I don't think these people know how loud they are. But I had to tell a person, I said, it is what it is. Either you gonna try it or you not. You know what I'm saying? I have been a person. I used to be very fearful a lot of the times of different things, and I already created fears in my mind even before stuff happened. Now, how does that work? But I could be thinking about something, I'll make something up totally in my mind. It didn't even have to happen, but I already done made it up in my mind, and I done had this whole scenario that this ain't gonna work out, that this is gonna be like this. It's gonna. And I was just like, you know what? You setting yourself up for failure. So instead of you setting yourself up for failure and putting up fears in your mind that didn't even happen yet, how about just trying it and see if it works? Because it actually might work. So when I started doing that, I was like, okay, if it fails, if it don't work out, at least I can say I tried it. The problem is if I never tried it and I allow fear to keep me stagnated and not wanting to see, okay, well maybe if it fails, it fails, or if it don't, then it's gonna be in my favor, right? So when I started doing that and I said, I would be willing to try, on some things. But then when you get connected with people, if they're not willing to try, then you just it's not going to go anywhere, right? You have to have somebody, or whether it's a friendship, platonic or romantically, you have to have somebody that's willing to jump off the cliff just like you. That you got to get somebody or somebody on the same wave path that's going to be willing to try just as much as you are. If you don't have that, then you just don't have it. But it can't be one sided. It got to be both ways, right? Right. We create fears in our minds that it could be totally different, but if you don't give it a try, if you don't jump in that pool, then you won't see that it actually could be a blessing for you. I had this one friend of mine, guy friend of mine. He was like, Selena, I'm gonna take you. We're gonna try different foods. Now, one thing anybody know me. Um, I'm really funny when it comes to food. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't trying to eat no crickets. I ain't trying to eat nothing that I don't know nothing about. I like the basics. I'm not very adventurous when it comes to my taste buds. I can tell you that. But he's like, I'm gonna take you this place and we're gonna try it. And I said, no, I ain't gonna try that. I don't play with that about my food. And I regret saying that to that guy because you know what? I should have said, yeah, you know what? I'll try it. Because maybe that could have seemed to him, well, she's gonna be closed minded. She's not gonna be open enough to try different things. Hold on just a second. Look, they doing some I don't know what the hell they doing. But she he probably thought, oh, she's not adventurous. And I regret that because all I want to do is tell that I should have told that guy, you know what, you're right. I need to try new things to eat. I was, and now I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna be eating no insects. I'm not doing it. But like lamb chops, I've never had lamb chops because I just felt like they would be nasty. But how would I know if they're nasty if I never tried it, right? There's just some things that you have to get out your comfort zone to do. And if I had, and I do have the opportunity, but I was just saying that any other opportunity that comes up, I'm going to be like, as long as it's not hurting anybody, it's not hurting me, it's not hurting anybody else, and it's something that I want to do or something that I want to try, I'm going to take the risk and I'm going to do it. Because at the end of the day, we only have one life to live, and we have to live it to the best of our abilities. And we can't be afraid so much of failure or afraid that something is just not going to work. Okay. And so as I'm talking to you, I'm actually talking to myself. I was so annoyed. Like, why do you have to cut grass now? What are you talking about? Yeah, what you talking about, Miss V? Nah, they doing some bamming, kind of banging stuff with the hammers and slamming their doors. I'm like, do they realize there's people that live around here, even though they fixing on stuff? But yeah, I just noticed that, like I said, how you experience certain things in life, and you just be wondering, like, man, did I miss out on opportunities because I was too afraid? Hey, sexy wolf. TV. I hope you subbed up. Thank you for coming through. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm like, did I miss out on a lot of things because I was too busy, trying to protect myself and, trying not to fail at something. And really how you fail is not trying something. Not everything, I'm gonna be honest with you. Some things I'm not gonna try. I'm gonna be honest with you. But some things, if it ain't hurting nobody, if it ain't hurting me, uh, why not? You live once. That's why I said, God willing, if I am living next year, I'm gonna be traveling. You know, I'm going to be doing different things with my life. Um, and I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to enjoy myself, and so I'm not going to allow um, I'm not going to allow my past of fear or failure stop me anymore. I'm just not going to do it. We spend so much time in our lives being afraid of the wrong things. You know, sometimes we just have to really just not let anything stop us. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. I really do. So what do y'all think about what I'm saying? Do y'all think that have y'all ever felt like how I did? You were too afraid to go into anything because you were afraid of failure. You didn't know if it was gonna work out or not. Like how how did you feel? I'm just curious. Just curious. You did, sexy wolf? Well, honey, join the club. We are there together. um, but now I'm just like, I think what makes me different than I was maybe 2 years ago, maybe even a year ago, you get tired of being afraid. You get tired of not, feeling, or not living, I would say. Because everybody is alive, people that are alive, but they're not living. You have been alive for how many years you've been on this earth, but that don't mean you actually been living your life. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that you actually enjoying your life. When you wake up, you're not excited about waking up. You have nothing, you feel like you don't have nothing to look forward to, but the mundane things of life, like waking up, getting your children together, going to work, you know, trying not to cuss people out on your job so you can keep it. Then go you work 8 plus hours, come home, and then you do it all over again. And it's like there's nothing that brings excitement. There's nothing that spices up your life besides problems and troubles. Your car acts up. You got to go get a radiator. Uh, somebody dies in your family that you're close to. Not that's bad excitement. I'm talking about like real excitement, like you're looking forward to going on a trip. You're looking to go to actually meet someone or get to know someone or uh something exciting, something you've been praying for. You're starting your own business. You Because some people so afraid they can't even start their own business because they're afraid of failure, that they might lose their money if they invest, or they might not get the loan from the bank because of them being black or whatever, or Hispanic, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So some people have so many different fears that keep us in bondage. That's what I'm saying. And I've had some fears that kept me in bondage for so long. It's kind of like now it's time for you to come out of that bondage, right? It's time for you to come out of that and learn that just because you're unsure about something, that doesn't mean that you should allow your fear to stop you from moving forward. Yeah, I don't understand T-Mo when I hear people say they have no regrets. I'm not gonna say I have a lot of regrets, but I do have some. I don't understand when people say that because I'm like, well, you better than me because I got some regrets. Like I wish that and that's why now I'm paying attention to my life. When you pay attention to your life rather than somebody else's, you can understand yourself better and start making better decisions. I understand that before I wasn't paying attention to my life, which meaning um I was mad more than I was happy. I took everything so serious when some things I shouldn't have took serious. I should have laughed at it. So now I'm learning to laugh at myself more. I'm learning to not when people play with me and stuff like that, especially my family and friends, not to take it so personal and get so uptight about stuff. You know, sometimes people are playing with you in a fun way, not to be malicious, not to be rude, but sometimes people are just playing with you. They enjoy, having you around and things of that nature. So they say certain things to you, and you know the difference when people are being malicious and when people are just playing with you. So I learned and I take everything so serious. Some days I still have my days where I'm like, okay, what you mean by that? Some folks I be wondering, like, what you mean by that? You know what I'm saying? But now I'm just like, you know what? It's not that serious. Let me laugh. Let me enjoy this moment. And every little thing that we do now, we have to learn to enjoy the moments that we have before us. Um, and we have to embrace the moments that God gives us. And that means, sometimes you got to get out of your comfort zone to do what you're afraid to do. You know, I used to be afraid to tell people how I felt about them, and now I'm not so much like that. Now, some people, I'm not comfortable with it because they haven't given me. Um, Sometimes people don't, they don't deserve your honesty at the time. Because what I mean by that is you just have to observe a situation before you just go all the way in and tell people how you feel and things like that. You gotta kind of read the room and read the person to know, is it worth me even saying this, or is it a waste of my time? So I think that's just by observing the person, the situation, and then you can go from there. Um, I remember it was somebody that I told. I said it was a long time ago. I was telling the person. I finally just told the person. I said, you know what? I missed you. And that person said, "What? For real?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, and the person said, "I missed you too." And that was, to me, that was just a little step, but that just showed that before I wouldn't have never did that. I would have never been that upfront or vulnerable or, about any of my feelings because I'm like, some people I feel like don't deserve it, and when some don't. But at the end of the day, I say, you know what, I'm just gonna risk something, and I'm just gonna tell a person how I feel. And when I did that, I felt so much better. You know what I'm saying? I felt so relieved. Um, and I really felt like, you know what? I'm learning to open up just a tad bit more. Hey, Cam, how are you? You have to learn in life. Sometimes you just have to stop being afraid. Now, some people I've said some things to, and I've opened up to. Yeah, you're gonna have your regrets. There's some people that don't deserve it. There's some people that didn't see the gift that they had before them, and that's on them. You know what I'm saying? But at least I can say I did something out of my comfort zone. And even if it didn't work out or it did work out, um, I'm good with it. You know, I'm good with it. You said I'm fine, thank you. Just got home from work. Thank you so much, Cam. You said I think everybody has one regret in their life. I believe anyone that says they have no regrets be capping. Yeah, I have had some, like I said, I have some, but I've had some things that I was just like, thank God I did. Like I have no regrets about, taking care of my father and making sure that, our relationship was good before he left this earth. That I have no regrets. And I'm thankful for that because when people are gone, they're gone. They don't come back. At least most people don't. um, but I can say I don't have any regrets for that. And that's one thing I'm really proud of myself for. Really proud of myself for that. Um, I have no regrets on a few other things. I have no regrets on. Um, a lot of times I'm learning to appreciate me. I'm so proud of me, and I'm loving on me to where when anybody try to tell me anything bad about myself or try to down me or degrade me, I can always rely on the things that I have been through and what I've accomplished, not only, professionally, but emotionally and mentally and even spiritually. And that's why I can be proud of myself because I've grown so much from where I used to be to where I am today. And I'm still growing, right? Hopefully, we never stop growing as long as we live. Some people say, I'm too old to change. You're only as old as you think. You're never too old to change. That's an excuse from the pits of hell. You are complacent with being foolish. That's on you. It has nothing to do with anyone else. That's on you. Nobody is too old or too young to learn and to grow up. Okay? So people that say that they full of manure. They full of manure and they are complacent and they're comfortable with being foolish. So I don't buy that, you know. I don't make excuses for myself. That's why I say, sometimes I say, yeah, I was wrong. Or yeah, I was being prideful. Yeah, I was feeling away. I always say that I was feeling away and I didn't do this or I did do this. Well, sometimes I be feeling away. I don't feel like everybody's deserving. And I'm just gonna be real. I'm gonna be real about that. I ain't gonna lie. Hmm. Yes, indeed. I wish I kind of could have had did this on my I stream yours so I can have people come up. I feel like I'm doing all the talking. I gotta go brush my teeth again. I don't sit up there and ate that stuff and go floss. Healthy teeth gives you a healthy heart. Healthy gums. That's why so many people got a clogged up heart because they got all that plaque in their teeth. That plaque and all of that stuff out your teeth. Some of them just got a filthy heart anyway because they mean as hell. So, hey, some people just bad all around. So, I might go live again a little later. Just depends. Hey, writers. You're right. Not everyone is deserving. You got to treat people right, honey. I treat people accordingly because sometimes I'm like, no, I ain't gonna really tell you how I feel because you're not a person that appreciates it. To be honest with you, and I've been on waste my time and be mad at myself. So, like I said, I go on people's behavior and how they have maybe treated or react to maybe some of the other little things that I throwed out there, and either they took it or they didn't take it. Um, and I kind of go from there. And then once I see that, hell no, this nigga, I'm not gonna do that. I don't do it. You know, I very rarely say anything that I don't mean. You know what I'm saying? If I'm mad at you and I say everything I meant it. Like I meant it with my whole heart. But at the end of the day, depending on the intention, most of the time the intention was not to hurt you, but it was to get a message across to you. Sometimes my messages and things that I say can't be so sweet. Like when you're telling people stuff, everything you're not gonna say is nice. Would you say Mimi says, I do say I don't have any regrets because I did the best I knew how with the tools I had at the time. Mimi, I had to agree with you to an extent. That's why a lot of the times, you know how I learned to forgive my father? Because I use that same kind of mindset that you did when you said they did the best with what they knew how. And that's how I was able to forgive my father because he knew only what he knew. Just like I know what only I know, right? Whatever I've been through, I did the best with what I knew how at the time. But when I know better, I do better. So I understand what you're saying, Mimi. I appreciate you for giving that comment because um, we only do what we know, right? And then until we learn to know better on certain things, then we should hopefully act differently or, have a better way or approach of doing it, once we know better, you know? So I agree with you on that, Mimi, because a lot of times people only do what they know how to do, what they know. I can't I can't tell you nothing that I haven't really experienced in my life or I haven't really been through certain things. I can only go by how I might feel at the time and how I might handle it. It may not be the way you handle it, but that's the only thing I knew, if that makes sense. So I get that, Mimi. I gotta agree with you. We do learn by living, and that is very true. And if you don't, if you don't learn while you're living, then God help you. That's all I can tell you. Um, I appreciate you, Mimi, for coming through. I hope that you like, share, and subscribe. I hope it's something that I said that you will subscribe to my channel. Um, like I said, I do cut up every now and then, but I always bring myself back to reality. I bring myself back to reality and I get it back together. But I do sometimes cut up when I have some rude people coming in. But hey, that comes with the territory of social media, right? But I'm just learning as I go too, Mimi, how to care of myself as a woman, how to handle certain things. Um, and I think if we all are being mature about things and we were maturing at any age, we learn how to do things better than we maybe did when we were 20 or maybe in our early 30s or whatever. We should keep progressing. So that has been some of the things that I have constantly tried to be more introspective of myself and how I deal with myself. But a lot of the times, and I think everybody do the best of what they know how to do it, wherever they are in their life. To be honest with you, some people just ignorant. We don't know no better. We have to learn how to do better. You know what I'm saying? Because of how we were raised, our environment. You know what I'm saying? So we go by that, and then hopefully we learn to do better. And like Mimi say, we learn by living. We learn by living. We learn what to do, what not to do. We know when to be vulnerable, when not to be vulnerable. We know when to speak and when not to speak. Some of us keep talking when we need to shut the hell up. Maybe I need to shut the hell up. I don't know. That's what it is with me. That's good things I've done over the past several years. I wish I knew in my 20s, which basically circles back to what Mimi said. Yeah, we live by learning. Yes, a lot of us learn and mature day by day. Yeah, some of us do. Not all, but some. Because social media is a teacher to us. We can see that social media, some people don't live by learning. What did y'all think about the situation that happened a month ago with the YouTubers? The one of the YouTubers killed the man and his wife. The guy said he had took his page. He had been trolling him for a time, and hey Tanya, they were going back and forth with each other. They were going back and forth with each other. And do you know that people still are trolling people online? They're still harassing people online. So somebody didn't learn from that. They think, oh, it's not going to happen to me. I'm not that bad, right? But people will see stories every day and still not learn from anything that they've seen. That's amazing to me. People will go through the same experience and still not learn anything. And there is a saying, a quote. I think it was by Albert. I think it was by Albert Einstein. Who was that did that quote about the definition of sanity is doing the same thing and expecting the different results. Albert, I don't know who quote what quote that came from, but um, it is a quote that is saying, every time you think you're trying to do something different, but you're doing the same type of techniques, you're doing the same type of thing over and over again, and you are actually expecting something different, you're not going to get it. You're not going. Hey, realist, you said they ain't ever gonna learn until them and their wife. Yeah, until it's them or their wife. Right. Insanity. That's the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and expecting a different result is insanity. And why is people still seeing this stuff and not learning from it? Why? Because they choose not to. They choose not to. They look at something and act like, oh, it's not going to be me. It's never going to be me. Right? And then when it happens, hey, you can't say you didn't know because it happened before. It's been happening. It's been happening. That's why I said some people choose not to learn. Some people don't do like what Mimi's saying. They don't learn by living. They keep living, but they don't learn. Right, CJ. You can't bully and underestimate nobody out here. Some people will snap on your ass and you think you good, but you not good. They just building up stuff so when they do what they do, they feel like they have a right to do it because you just kept on poking the bear. Now, looking at this man, the man that killed the two people, he looked crazy. So I don't know why they even tested him because he had a Joker face on. He had his clown makeup on. He already was out there. So I don't know why they didn't think this man was gonna actually come and find them. Anybody that looks like that wears clown makeup on a daily, and acts like a Joker. Keep on. I was looking at I couldn't get all the way through it, but I was looking at Joker, the movie, um, and kind of seeing what was going on with that and how people was constantly messing with them and basically grown people, kids, everybody was bullying this guy. And he already had a mental disorder. Something was going on, but he already had some, he was socially awkward. He had a lot of other issues. But he loved his mama. He was a mama's boy. I think his mama was 9 or something. I couldn't, like, again, I couldn't finish the movie. I just couldn't get into it. But he was being bullied everywhere he went. So he decided, you know what? I'm gonna be the bully now. So he just snapped. He turned into a whole different character of a person. And however the story of the Joker goes, some of y'all may know it. I'm not into Marvel or nothing like that. I guess that's Marvel, Batman, and all that. But seeing some of the ways that he did, that's just how some people are. We put on a front for a while, but you keep poking the bear, you gonna f around and find out. Everybody is not playing. Some people get sick and tired, and they gonna come for you, and then they gonna feel like they have every right to destroy you. So keep playing with folks, and you'll find out. That's why I said these people that want to troll, harass people. Mm-mm. You are setting yourself up and you are really writing a big ticket in karma. And you gonna get everything you put out, you're gonna get. If you don't get it, your kids gonna get it. So people just need to be cautious of what they be doing. That's all I can tell you. And when you know better, you should do better. And unfortunately, like a lot of people do not live by learning. But you're gonna find somebody that's gonna snap, and when they snap, they're gonna go all the way in, and they're gonna forget about going to jail. They're gonna forget about consequences. They're gonna forget all about that. They just about getting revenge, and so those people will eventually meet their match, and when they do, it's gonna be too late. It's gonna be too late. So you just gotta be very careful about what you do to other people. Um, and make sure that you don't write that big ticket in for karma come looking for your ass. So, or it could fall back on the people you love the most. Life has a funny way of righting people's wrongs. It has a funny way. Hmm. Yes, indeed. So, I appreciate you guys for coming through, showing some love. If you would like to send a super chat, I appreciate it. If you just like to tap that screen 2 times so that I can get some more likes. I appreciate it for your help and just being around. And hopefully, it's people that actually enjoy what I have to say and not trying to be a scavenger for content, but really have listened to some of the things of knowledge that I had to say. Even though, like I said at the beginning, I did cut up a little bit because I had a few little retarded people coming in the chat with their nonsense, and I had to read them their rights and exit them stage left. I'm not. There's some trolls I really like. I think they're funny, but there's some trolls that's just downright disrespectful, and they have no business having a phone or a computer. If anything, their fingers need to be chopped off because they are a waste of God's grace. Okay, and breath and air and space. They just, some people I just don't even know where they come from. Thank you, Timo. I appreciate it. Shout out to you. I just don't know where some of these people come from. They come from um, a place out of this world and another planet, and unfortunately, they had to be placed here to be an irritant to other people. It's like sand in somebody's shoe. It's just an irritant. They're a thorn in your flesh, those type of people. I just wish you could just put them on a different place and just put them on a farm or something and just keep them there and keep them away from normal people that are, productive. um, Normal people in society and put them other idiots somewhere else in a prison or something. Um, I just don't understand some folks, and I never will. And thank God, some of them I hope to never meet. Um, you just once you get older, you just get so sick of people's foolishness. You'll X people out so fast. You look up, you be like, oh, they'd be like, where is such and such? Oh, I don't talk to that person anymore. Well, what happened? Oh no, it just didn't work out. We just moved on. I don't have time. I X people out so fast. By the time they realize it, I'm already bye bye. You know. Um, I used to say I'm the runaway bride. I don't know. My tolerance. Some things I will deal with. Because we're human. Uh, we're all imperfect. And there is some things that you do have to compromise and work with people on, whether it's platonic or romantically, family, whatever, every type of relationship, work relationship. Some things you have to work with people. But sometimes I emotionally detach myself from a lot of things because it's easier for me to do that, especially when um, I have try to maybe show myself as a genuine person to someone and they do not appreciate it. It makes me go ahead and just let me just go ahead and get this on out the way and just get it on out my mind and excommunicate myself from this person and move around. It could be seen as a defense mechanism, or it just could be, hey, I don't have, I'm sick and tired, so I don't fool with, I don't fool with a lot of stupidity, and I try not to uh, be a part of the stupidity myself as much. Hey, Icy. Yeah, so I don't mean to be rude to people. A lot of times I'm really a person that's not, I try not to be rude. I'm going to say 90% of the time I try to not be rude and not be too, you know, just blatantly like, I'm not fooling with you. But I try to give people a chance because I want people to give me a chance. Some folks, oh, child, they are not worth your time today. The amount of stress and pressure you got to deal with, they just not worth it. And that's when I say bye bye. Keep your ass on somewhere. I don't want to be bothered. So maybe I need to work on that sometimes. I don't know. Maybe and maybe not. I don't know. What do y'all think? Um, I'm gonna just say, as Rachel would say, I deal with people accordingly. Bye, Cam. Cam, I appreciate you so much. Shout out to you. I deal with people accordingly. So anyway, I might go live again later on today. I'm about to go run some errands. I have been talking for 2 hours. Oh my gosh. I never really talked this much. I don't know what's going on with me. But I'm just showing a little bit of who I am and the type of conversations that I can talk about, which would be a lot. I'm like I said, I'm not a one-dimensional person, and I have some things to say, and I'm gonna say it. You know, um, whether people like it or not. So hopefully some people will catch on, and if they don't, well, then they just don't. And I'm not trying to be arrogant. It's just is what it is. But I appreciate everybody that showed me some love today. I appreciate everybody that either gave me a super chat, a cash app, whatever you did. Thank you. Whether you came in and you pressed the like button, whether you listen to me in the bushes with good intentions, not the ones with bad, but good intentions, and actually wanted got something from what I was saying. I appreciate that. I appreciate that for pressing the like button. Because again, I talked about the lady in Arlington. I talked about and her that the guy that got killed. Talk about Nicki Minaj, SZA, Megan Thee Stallion, Clay Thomas. Who else I talked about? I talked about a lot of different situations that occur on and offline. Talked about the trolls that need to be put in. They need to be put on a farm or in prison or in another planet. Talked about that. And we talked about, and also I talked about not being afraid to live life because living, everybody that's alive is not living. So we talked about that and how fear can keep you stagnated. It can keep you stuck. Um, and you got to be willing to try. You got to be willing to try, right? So shout out to everybody that came through. Love you to Reese's Pieces. I hope that you got something for what I said. I hope that those people that are listening in the bushes with good intentions that actually liked what I had to say. I hope that you like, share, and subscribe. I hope more than anything that you'll be a part of my channel. And hopefully, I won't offend anyone. That's not my goal to offend people. I don't go around trying to just offend people just because I want to offend people. A lot of times you might agree, you might not agree. Well, and that's fine. I learned to respect people's opinions, and hopefully, people can respect mine. Because we're not gonna always agree. I can agree to disagree with anybody. So, Timo, I really appreciate it. It seemed like you had a good time because you stayed in the chat and you stayed engaged. You and a few others. I appreciate you guys so much, guys. You guys be blessed. And like again, I might go live again a little bit later. It just depends on where I can get in because everybody with the drama, they're going live. So hey, my little channel talking about different little stuff, honey. People they'll just look at it and overlook mine to go to the drama. go to the lights and camera action. I don't have the lights, camera action. I don't even know if I ever get it. So, and the summer's almost gone, and I didn't even take time to learn how to edit. Oh my gosh, bad me. You have a good one, CJ. Talk to y'all later. Bye.